Okay, can you hear me now? So yeah, so what happened there was I uninstalled and reinstalled Wavelink software, and for whatever reason OBS decided to go back to default. Hi Ghostly, hi Snowdrake. So welcome to trying to sort out the sleeves on this. So this is my sweater, and I have a whole load of stitches held on just a piece of yarn at the moment. So my first thing is to transfer it off the yarn and onto needles, and I need to count how many I've got as well. So I'm going to start very slowly. Can you all see that okay? I think you can. It's not something I'm going to rush, because I definitely want...
You have come far in your journey and learned much. You have served our cause with the truest faith. Therefore, I name you blessed and beloved.
Dan, thank you so much for the resub. 54 months. Do you realise that's 4.5 years you've been supporting my madness, Dan? You are very much appreciated for doing so. Thank you for all the hugs. It's very much appreciated. Did you all hear the alert, by the way? I heard it, but I'm just checking whether you heard it or not. Because I might have some fiddling to do with that. You did hear it. Good. Sub alert was there. Just checking, since audio is notoriously easy to foobar. Snowdrake, are you familiar with foobar? F-U-B-A-R? B-A-R? It is an acronym. I feel like you probably are. So I feel like it's a term commonly used in the IT industry. Yeah. This is where I get self-conscious and realise that I didn't wash my hands, and I certainly haven't cleaned my nails. So now I'm going to worry about it. I don't think they're that bad though. Right, I think I should have 84 stitches in total on the yarn. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 27. $28. 29. 30. So I'm going to leave that on this needle, grab another one, swizzle my work round just a little bit, and carry on putting it onto this needle. How is everybody? How's it all going? So I managed to mess up going to my meeting. Well, I say I messed it up. Jury's a bit out on that one. I accepted a meeting this morning for 4 o'clock which I immediately got on and told you about. And when I got on my laptop at 5 to 4 for the meeting, it said the meeting started at 3:30. I was like, I'm certain I accepted for 4 o'clock, but I'm part-time. They have no reason to expect me to be on the laptop at any given moment. I am not a full-time employee. Floof usually being awesome, right? I mean, that's pretty good, but I think so, Snowdrake. I think somebody moved the meeting and expected me to know telepathically. It's been moved to the 3rd of April now. I mean, I had in the morning set expectations and said, look, I am only a part-time employee. I will have the laptop on a quarter of an hour in the morning and quarter of an hour in the evening to look at emails. And unless I have arranged otherwise, the work laptop will not be on. They have my mobile phone number if they really need to get in contact with me. But I did have a meeting at midday, which I did get to, so... Although we did get sidetracked talking about a completely different project, which is not one I'm working on, but that the project manager is working on, which is apparently is consuming everybody's soul. Dredging at Ocean Key in the Bahamas. I have to lay boundaries for them, Ghostly. Consuming souls, yes. You're up for some soul consumption, are you, Dan? Oh, I have definitely gone back to work for them on my terms. And if they're not going to respect my boundaries, that's their problem, not mine. Right. Swizzle everything round. So we've got 60 stitches on the things so far. But I am totally up to date with everything I need to get done for work before Easter, so I can go into 4 days of absolutely not having to think about turning the work laptop on with complete happiness. I am hoping to get out into the garden and get some gardening done, but that is a bit weather dependent, so we'll have to wait and see whether the weather will cooperate or not. It might not. Hi, Halo! I'm stopping to slurp coffee because Pokey's hovering to make me a new one. He's questioning whether the tripod I'm using is new. I've had it for about a year, but I don't think he's noticed it before. It's sexy. It's a sexy tripod. Your Easter weekend also starts today and will run until Wednesday. Nice. You get the Tuesday as well. I think I've got to be doing stuff on Tuesday, but... Oh, you've got COVID, Halo? Oh, no. When did that happen? Yeah, COVID is unpleasant. The other thing I will say, I mean, you're also immunocompromised already, aren't you? So it's going to be even not the nicer for you. Is when you even start feeling better, don't push yourself too quickly. COVID is really good at suggesting you're okay, and then you try and do something and it puts you right on your arse in terms of being really, really tired. You thought Sexy Tripod was Pokey's nickname? Hey! I've only got 20 there, so I've only got 80 stitches. Right, let me consult my reference chart. So I've got 80 stitches. He's not even in chat and he's causing havoc.
I appreciate you, Halo.
He did like your joke, yes. Adult size, sleeve. I should have 82, I think. I need to add another 12. So if I'll double check on the numbers that I've got on my stitches. But if I have only got 80, then I'll cast on 14. We'll get to that in a moment. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. There's definitely 30 on there. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. I'm too short. So I'm going to cast on, or I'm going to pick up across here 14 stitches. So we're going to get my yarn. I want to start somewhere in the middle actually and start around about 7. So let me have a look at this. So I'm going to put my needle through the edge of a stitch. I'm going to loop my yarn round and I'm going to make a stitch like that. And then I'm going to do another. And another. Don't forget I want 7. Well, that's a bit loose. I think. Let's try that again. I want another one there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I've got the 7 on that side. And now I'm going to start knitting round. I will have 94, so I want 32 on this one. Actually, I could divide it by 4. Could I? 90 divided by 4 also does not work. Oh well. So I'll knit with 4 needles, and I want 32 on this side. So I should be able to stop when I have 5 left on the needle. That's the left-hand needle. Hi, Roz! Online software stuff. I love that Roz arrives in a shower of pink petals. There is no room for you here, Mandalay. She says different. Can you see? There's a Mandalay. You're in the way. I don't want you. Wow. What do you mean morale? Right, there's 5 on that needle. Let me check on what's on this needle. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32. So I'm going to slide those rather than introducing another needle. Get off the knitting. I'm going to slide these onto this needle. And pick up my yarn. Carry on knitting round. I want another 32 on here. This is always the complicated bit, just starting everything off. Once I've got all the way round, then it becomes much more simple, although I do need to have a quick look at the pattern to make sure I know what I'm doing. I think there's a meow command. Exclamation point MEOW. She's contenting herself by sitting on top of my computer, where she shouldn't be. Her brother's in the basket, so there might be a slap fight in any minute now. Counting your nemesis in arts and crafts, your eyes always somehow manages to lose a stitch and you have to redo everything. Are you saying that Halo is a bit stinky? I think if you're unwell, Halo, again, don't push yourself too much on that front. It's perfectly acceptable to just run a washcloth around the armpits, the groin, and any other sweaty bits like under boob, and call it good. Standing up in the shower, if you're feeling a bit woozy, not necessarily the best idea. $31, $32, I hope. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32. How have I only got 3 left there? I am very confused. Swizzle everything round. There's going to be lots of swizzling things round. You've not showered in 2 days? You see, this is something I was talking to my mother about. And that is how thoroughly the advertising industry has convinced people that they need to shower every single day, sometimes twice a day, when you are not necessarily doing hard manual work or getting grubby. Like washing your hair every day as well. Actually, our skin thanks us for just covering ourselves. The water is fine. The water is no problem at all. But actually using a soap product on our skin to clean it. I'm saying soap product because I'm including soap or body washes or anything that you're using that foams up or not, as the case may be. Anything you're adding to your skin to strip the grease from it. Actually, your body is designed. We have some very effective body systems. And your skin is an organ. You should never forget that your skin is an organ. Has some very effective systems to keep our skin in tip-top health. And actually more than twice a week, I think, using detergents and soaps and such like. It's actually bad for your skin. Your skin is an organ, and it has a lot to keep it. And I am excluding if you're doing big manual work and getting really, really grubby. But if you're just doing like around the house and office work and that sort of thing, you do not need to have a full body wash every single day. But the advertising industry, it's great for them selling product if they can convince you that you should be doing such things more often. Yeah, but your body as well, your skin and your hair do not need overall washing more than twice a week. I think in the case of you running a fever, by all means sluice yourself down with fresh water. That is definitely a thing. You can do that with impunity. Your body doesn't care about that. But, you know, go careful on the body wash. But I personally am not thinking that you are a gross person because you haven't showered in 2 days, Halo. Oh, no. You know, go clean yourself and make yourself feel comfortable. It was just a general thing that was on my mind anyway, because I've been thinking about it recently. I want to check that I got the right number of stitches on there. So I've got 32 on 32 on that one. There should be 30 on this one. So let me just check. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. I had quite a big discussion with Fate about it because he was like, but that's really gross. And I was like, no, the advertising industry has just convinced everybody that they're gross in order to sell body washes and things. It's the same with if you ever watch an advert for toothpaste, the amount of toothpaste they put on a brush is 3 times as much as you need. You've never thought about it like what, Halo? I mean, there are areas that need a good clean every day, and those are the very sweaty areas. I mean, what did my... I think my grandmother used to say, feet, fanny, face, fanny, feet and armpits all needed a daily wash. All the really sweaty areas. But they're about the only thing that do. You've never thought about it, washing too much? As I said, the advertising industry has been incredibly successful about it. I don't know if anybody else has ever seen some of the YouTubes around hygiene in olden days. People did not smell like his the cliche. People have always liked being clean and smelling decent. You know, if you think about it, the whole reason that plague doctors had the masks with the long beaks was that they were stuffed with herbs because they thought bad smells passed disease. They were absolutely not into bad smells themselves. So, you know, people in bygone times, they didn't have the access to hot running water that we did. It didn't mean that they didn't wash. It's a very recent thing, having access to hot running water in the history of mankind. Yeah, shampoo manufacturers doubled their profits by printing one extra word on their usage instructions. Repeat. You should... One shampoo application is sufficient. You don't need to wash your hair with 2 applications of shampoo. Are you smelly, Dan? No, I said that's what they believed. So, you know, they didn't want to smell themselves, is what I was saying. The whole perfuming and everything is so annoying. Yeah, you can get unperfumed products. You hear Dan super stimky? Oh, I didn't realise I'd wandered off camera. Sorry about that. You learned it in economics class at college in 1985. It stuck with you. Yeah. You need to look 3 times when you come home with perfume stuff anyway. Yeah, it's always worth noting brands that, you know, rely on being unperfumed. We have a brand here called Simple, and it does all unperfumed stuff. Again, I think they're getting better about doing unperfumed stuff because they realise they can sell nicely to people with allergies. I mean, I last had a full bath on Monday. I should probably have one tomorrow, but... And I am not stinky. You were in the shop this week and for some reason your eye landed on perfumed toilet paper. That's just bad. I mean, speaking as a lady... I mean, debatable, but supposedly a lady. I don't want perfume near my lady bits. That could be irritating. Yes, Pokey's mum is very intolerant to perfumes, but I think it's getting better because of the allergies. Right, I've got my 94, so I need to decrease every 8. So this is my underarm area. So every 8, so I've just done 1. Every 8 I want to decrease here and here. Now I've just got to keep track of where I am. So that's round 1. I think we've got a cover as well on the washing up liquid, but to be perfectly honest, everything goes in the dishwasher. So I don't think they put scent in the dishwasher stuff, but I tend to use stuff which is relatively ecologically as harmless as it can be. There's always some harm with those things, but I'm not quite so committed to the cause that I'm prepared to hand wash everything and sacrifice several hours of my week. Same with dishwasher detergent with multiple colours than Red Bull, because more colours are more profits. Yeah, you see, I don't use those. I've been using stuff by a company called Smol, S-M-O-L, Smol, and they ship everything without extra packaging and without extra water. So you dilute your cleaners back to, you have like a reusable bottle that you stick a tablet in and then you re-dilute it to get the cleaning product. Or the detergent tabs are just small detergent tabs. You just have a box of powder. I do like that it's measured for me. Snowdrake. I'm not going to lie about that. I love being able to just toss a pouch in the middle of the laundry. Steam helped your chest, which you didn't realise hurt. Yeah, that's a good thing, Halo. I'm really sorry that you have the COVID. It's no fun for anybody. I keep wandering off camera. It's the one problem with, you know, trying to knit on camera. I have to keep it very much in one area. Swizzling everything round. Hubby's grandma had it for 8 days. I think I was around about the same, Halo, but I was fatigued on top of feeling that for another good 2-3 weeks. That's what I was saying about don't push yourself after it seems to have cleared up. I had extra fatigue. Oh, is that what happened? She had COVID and you caught it at her birthday party? Or it was the birthday party. Hubby got sick shortly after and so did Grandma. So somebody had it. Somebody was carrying it. But yeah, knowing that you're immunocompromised, it's... I presume you're immunised, though. Hubby didn't test. You only tested because father-in-law said grandma had it. Well, people can carry it. Whew. Right, what's the side with 20? Probably this side. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 30. Hang on. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32. Not this side. Is it that side? Where's the tail? I think this must be the side with 30 on it. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. Okay, so I've done one round. So that was 2. Keeping track's going to be my main problem. Let me put a stitch marker on it. Ah! Well, I dropped the needle, so I'm going to go and fetch the needle that I just dropped. And I need to get a stitch marker. There's the needle. Let's put that through. I'm ferreting in my drawers to find a stitch marker. You haven't got immunised since 2021? You were about 10 days. You've got to go back to work. Okay, Roz. Yeah, it's a thing. As Snowdrake says, that there is definite, you know, the definite fatigue kicks in. It's a nuisance, but it happens. Right, then put the stitch marker on. That's the start of my row. It makes it easier for me to notice when I'm getting to the start or finish, as it were. Hi, Hunter! It's been a while. How are you? Do you know, I haven't been on Destiny 2 for months now. Like, I think it was before Christmas that I last played Destiny. I'm not even sure that I'm going to pick up the last expansion. I probably will, but I'm not sure right now. Fate and I have been Sea of Thievesing a lot in the mornings. You've been working a lot, but it's all for a good reason. You're travelling a lot in the coming months. A week in Indianapolis, a week in potentially in LA, and a week in New Orleans. All for Pokemon. Doing all the Pokemon Go events. Oh, I have fun with those. I fell out of love with Pokemon Go when it exploded my phone. It overheated the battery. And the SIM card and the memory card both got fried as well because it got so hot. So I didn't play it when I got a new phone. But yeah, that sounds fun. Oh, Pokemon Regions for the trading card game. No love for Pokemon Go with everything they keep doing to it. Honestly, I don't know. As I said, I fell out of love with it when it exploded my phone and stopped at that point. Trading cards always seem somewhat predatory to me. You know, the whole thing of only issuing so many very, very rare cards and you having to buy so many card sets. It's like gambling, isn't it? Loot boxes are always like that, and I think they're banned in many places which are gambling, but trading cards aren't, because there's a physical product. Sorry, I'm not trying to yuck your yum, Hunter. You haven't bought the Final Shape expansion yet either. Honestly, we're just having more fun with Sea of Thieves right now. Fate and I were actually playing Hourglass, which is like a PvP. It's a one-to-one ship battle that you can enter into. And we won both the games we played. We were very pleased with ourselves. I do the helming and mending, and Fate does the fighting. Also, did any of you see in Discord that I have booked to go to what I think is a very cool event? So 28th of April at the Royal Albert Hall is the Elden Ring Symphony event. And the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra and the Crouch End Choir are going to be performing a slightly changed soundtrack to Elden Ring, along with the projection of the story of Elden Ring. So you will follow the character through the story on the screens at the same time. You saw, you're very jealous. I am very much looking forward to it. I'm also travelling quite a bit in the near future. Looks like next week might be a bit iffy for any streams. I might not stream at all next week, by the way. I think I'm going out to dinner with one of the former colleague, was a pretty good colleague friend. And we were in a work meeting today, and we were like, we need to get together and actually just have a social chat, because we used to go to lunch together and chat all the time, and we'd like to actually catch up with each other's libraries. You also saw it was in Paris in January. If you'd known, you might have gone to see it. It was pure hubby and you got the kitchen all cleaned. Nice, Halo. It was a pure luck thing Fate and I were talking about music, and I was like, I wonder what's on at the Albert Hall, which isn't very far away from me, like in the near future. And they had it as like, they have a top line banner, which is like unmissable events. And there were only 2 in the world, as far as I know. There was one in Paris in January, and this one at the Albert Hall but I didn't see it very well publicised. It was, so Bandai Namco did put some videos on YouTube, but I think that's the only place I saw it. And I didn't see that until after the effect, because I don't follow Bandai Namco. So that was a bit weird. Probably didn't need to advertise to sell all the tickets. All the tickets at the Albert Hall aren't sold yet. But I have splashed out. Pokey's not as excited about going as I am, but I splashed out and got box tickets, so we'll have a completely uninterrupted view of the screen. Wasn't that much more expensive than being in the stalls, which I thought was a bit weird. It did amuse me. I was looking at the conditions, and the Albert Hall was, we welcome cosplayers, but please be aware you can't bring any replica weapons into the stadium or into the venue. I was like, yeah. I mean, you'd have to be pretty daft to think you could bring a replica weapon in. There's nowhere to put them, quite apart from anything else. You're just going to interfere with your neighbours, aren't you? Especially the size of the weapons in Elden Ring. I'm sure the floof's not making your internet go funny, Halo. They have no issue with real weapons. I think they'd have an issue with real weapons as well, Pokey. I think that's in the general terms and conditions. And there are certain things you can't take into the venue. You're getting upwards of 20 centimetres of snow today. 8 inches for the Americans. Yeah, that's not good. I'm holding my hopes out that our weather has turned the corner to spring, because I went out yesterday with my mother to the garden centre and bought many plants. What does that mean, Snowdrake? Wrong text box. You were spring, then winter was like, oh, hey, bish. Yeah. Having said that, I came to Canada last year, as you know, in June, and it was absolutely gorgeous while I was there. And I moved from Alberta to Vancouver, and you got snow again. That explains a lot in Dutch. It is teeming down with rain right now, or it was. and it's wet and windy outside.
All right. I'll tell you the truth.
Oh, we're back on pretzel music, by the way. The desktop player is still not working, but I decided to go and log into the web app today. Which is why you're getting the notifications in chat of what the music is. You were talking earlier with a colleague about a very weird news article. Police executed a raid for tax fraud on a flooring contractor and confiscated 20 tons of frozen tuna. Interesting. So tuna, certain types of tuna are endangered species. And there are actually quite strict laws about how much fish you can land. So how much fish you're allowed to take out of the sea. And if they were committing tax fraud, it wouldn't surprise me if they were also dealing in contraband fish. 20 tons of frozen tuna also had 3 tons of cocaine in it. Oh my word. Well, that does explain a lot, yes. So they got the tax fraud warrant, but it was actually a drugs bust. Chia time. You having some chia seeds, Halo? Chia pudding? Tax fraud was probably because they couldn't really put the cocaine on the books. Absolutely. Well, I mean, it's a time-honoured method, isn't it, to take big criminals down? To always get them with the taxes. Talking of which, I am very much following the Trump fraud trials. Because at the moment he's been found guilty and he's trying to lodge an appeal. But surprise, surprise, nobody wants to help him with putting the bond down, which has to be for, I think, nearly the full cost of the judgments against him. Nobody wants to use his real estate as collateral, because guess what? The fraud was he inflated the assets that inflated the value of his collateral land assets. So what a big surprise that nobody wants to touch it with a barge pole. Not to mention, I don't know whether any of them have any faith in him actually getting the appeal through. So it's something like $546 million fine, isn't it? It is a very large amount. I think the thing that amused me he's selling $60 Bibles so all the churches can fund his campaign without breaking US laws, banning religious places from getting involved in politics. They can get involved in politics, but they lose their tax-free status, if I remember correctly. But yeah, the whole separation of church and state in the US has definitely come to not really how it was ever supposed to work. The golden shoes and Bibles are just to get the fraud cases out of the news cycle. The news cycle is much more interested in the fraud cases, I think. Journalists aren't really all that interested in his various grifting activities. I do think that if he is the presidential nominee for the Republican Party, which I believe I don't believe there's anybody left in the race now. I think they're going to lose a lot of moderate Republicans. You were fascinated with the stocks for his social media thing, as it floated yesterday. I haven't seen that bit. Please tell. I did see that he boasted that he'd got £500 million cash, which he was going to use for his presidential campaign. It floated yesterday and went up, even though every analyst said it's an empty box losing money. I could be wrong, but didn't I see something about Reddit being sold? I don't understand the value proposition in something like Reddit. Is it just that, you know, it's a potential to get a lot of eyes on adverts? Because it's got so many users. Yeah, he boasted he had the 500 million right after his attorney swore in court he didn't. I know. He's like he's a pathological liar, isn't he? So I think that was round 5. So we've got another 3 rounds to go before we do a decrease stitch. Reddit is just the value of the user base, the ads you can show them, the detailed profiles you can sell on them, and all the posts that user generated content for AI training. Yeah, I suppose the latter is something I hadn't considered, Snowdrake. So thank you for that perspective. Excuse me, I need a little bit of water. My voice is going squeaky. It's one of the unfortunate things when I'm knitting that I feel the need to talk all the time. You know, in games I can get away with not talking whilst I'm doing something complicated, but When I'm just knitting, I feel like you need the interaction of me chattering at the same time. I can leave a little bit of a pause, but I don't like to leave too much of a pause. What else can I pontificate about? What else has been going on in the world? Let's try and get my hands back in the camera view. That would be quite helpful. There we go. It's one of the only big data sets you can use without it being outright copywritten or owned by a company. I suppose it is, Snowdrake, yes. I don't actually know who are the current owners of Reddit, or whether there is indeed, you know, just a relatively small amount behind the fairly large sprawling data that Reddit is. It does feel like there is a Reddit for every niche. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it, but the subreddit for shoulder cats had me amused. You know, there's a whole Reddit for just people with pictures of cats sitting on their shoulders. Cisco completed the acquisition of Splunk, which seems to be a strange marriage. I actually don't know what Splunk is. I mean, Splunk sounds like it might be browser related, like maybe related to spelunking, but is it a search engine? You think it's gone now, but there used to be a subreddit about weird subreddits. Oh, we are indeed in the metaverse. It's subreddits all the way down. I mean, I do know who Cisco are. Splunk is a data analytics company. They might have a use case for it in that case. 6. You know what I really ought to do is get you lot to be my row counter for me. Like each time I get to the stitch marker. They might have wanted it for spying on web traffic division, which they totally deny they have. Uh-huh. I mean, data analytics is such a nebulous term. You can go so many different ways with data analytics. But manipulating big data sets is definitely a interesting field as far as I'm concerned. I've used statistics almost my entire working life, and they're still a little bit like witchcraft to me. Oh, talking of witchcraft, there was an event in Sea of Thieves whereby you could get these legendary quests in a bottle, and they came in a purple bottle. And and they were sort of like a 50-50. You'd always find something where they told you. And it would either be a chest of legends, which is an incredibly rare and valuable piece of loot, or it'd be a treasure chest with like a cup in it, which was, you know, pretty poor. And Fate was bewildered at why every single time I dug something up, it was a chest of legends. We went out, we were only doing a few bits and pieces, and we had 3 quests, and I dug up 3 chests of legends, one after the other. 3 completely different quests. And he was like, "You are some type of witch. I mean, I'm going to take a screenshot." So there is a screenshot of me with the 3 chests of legends. Ingest lots of text formatted data for customers into their multi-tenant cloud-based data lake, allowing customers to query their own data and charging a huge amount to do it. So they're more formatting than anything else. I mean, that formatting is actually an incredibly important part of any statistical analysis, though. You agree that I have a chest of legend? Thank you, Pokey. Oh, I haven't seen Cade yet. I wonder whether his bed's eaten him. He's got a new mattress, and I keep getting updates about how warm and soft it is. So I think that's 7? Question mark? I don't know quite what the spawn probabilities were in this particular special event, Snowdrake. Cade being eaten by a mattress doesn't surprise you, it's Cade. You might be the one that keeps the best streak if he doesn't turn up, though, Ghostly. I mean, your stream streak is just ridiculous now, isn't it? I'm slightly embarrassed that it's taken me this long to start on the sleeves. Now I've done it, Ghostly's rooting for the mattress. 78 stream streak. Yeah, that's amazing. I appreciate you, Ghostly. You're absolutely rooting for the mattress. I think I'm going to have an early break in a moment because I forgot to go potty before I started stream, and I've been drinking coffee and water, and it's beginning to make itself felt. This is your safe place and you've loved every stream, whatever the game or activity, plus the community is amazing, sassy and amazing. The community is, I think, the thing I'm proudest of here. I don't know anybody that has really stuck around that has been anything other than sassy, but also incredibly kind and supportive of each other. Cade has just come online on Discord. He sensed a disturbance in the force. No, he'll be keeping up with you, Ghostly. He's just got to the computer. He's just started. You're going to go and be lazy on the couch. Okay, Halo. Take care of yourself. I hope that you will you feel better soon. But yeah, look after yourself enormously. Don't worry about the housework. Focus on getting you better. Yes, all of the loves. All of the loves. Okay, I'm going to get to the end of this, which I think will be... Will it be 7 or will it be 8? Now I've lost track. You're on tenterhooks now, waiting for the Typo King to arrive and equal your streak. No. Last round I said 7, so this is 8. So I'll need to start the decreases this round. So I'm going to go for that break because, as I said, I should have gone potty beforehand. That's why I was sort of counting out loud. I thought the good thing here is that chat can help me out. So yeah, do the thing. Grab yourself a snack, grab yourself a drink. Think about moving your body, changing your focal length, being the best you can be. Medicine if you need to medicate, water if you need to hydrate. Play some Pixel Maze, have a good time. I will see you in 5 to 10. You have reached the Disco Doris channel, home of incompetent gameplay and handicrafts. Is important to us. Please hold. Operators are busy right now. We will get to you as soon as possible.
Just a moment, please. We will be there with you shortly. We are your leading source of incompetent gameplay and handicrafts. Please hold until this content resumes. Thank you for holding. Your patience is appreciated, and we will be with you shortly. You have reached the Disco Doris channel, home of incompetent gameplay and handicrafts. Your custom is important to us. Please hold. All our operators are busy right now. We will get to you as soon as possible. Just a moment, please. We will be there with you shortly. We are your leading source of incompetent gameplay and handicrafts. Please hold until this content resumes. Thank you for holding. Your patience is appreciated, and we will be with you shortly. Disco Doris channel, home of incompetent gameplay and handicrafts.
And I'm back. Right. So, time to do some decreases. And for Mandalay to walk through everything. What are you doing? Morale? You want to cuddle? That's not very helpful for my knitting. Oh, well done, Snowdrake. I think that's your first win at the Pixel Maze, isn't it? So Mandalay has decided that my lap is where she needs to be. Never mind this knitting stuff that's in the way. Go and bother Pokey. No, she's having none of it. She wants to stay here. There is so much cat fur over my knitting right now. No, we don't want cat fur before I've even made it. I don't want you. I know you want to love me, but it's not the right time for loving. Oh, Pokey's come into the room. She's off. She's off to talk to him. Right, yeah. So we want to do a decrease. So I'm going to knit one, flip that over, and then I'm going to knit two together. So I'm going that way through them and knit them together. And that should lie to the right. When we come to the other end, we'll decrease a different way. I need to get the cat fur in there so I still have some by the end of the cruise. I might have to wash it before I take it with me. Can you see? You can see the cat fur on it, look. You call Max's hair on your clothes as dog glitter. Makes it more glamorous, you suppose. I am looking forward to the cruise. I really am. Not least because it's probably even sunnier in the eastern part of the Mediterranean. It'll be a little bit warmer. I was looking at the weather in Istanbul. And there's a 2-week forecast I could look at. And it's lovely at the moment. It's like 18 to 20 during the day. Hi, Connor! Connor, did you do the Legendary Quests event over the weekend? The ones where you got the purple... quest bottles and then went to dig up and you either got a legendary chest or chest of legends rather or a very disappointing did you at any point get 3 chests of legends one after the other? Because we were just noodling about and I managed to get 3 of them consecutively. Consecutively, that's the word I was looking for. Consecutive chests of legends. Because they were worth a lot if you were Athena Emissary level 5. They were worth a heck of a lot then. You got a regular chest and an ashen chest at one point, but none consecutively, no. You got one vowel wrong, Connor. It's a consecutive rather than consecutive. Other than that, you did brilliantly. But yes, I won't hold you up too much longer. Sleep well. Also, Fate and I on a sloop. 3 hourglass matches consecutively as well. 1. I do the sailing. Fate does the fighting. I didn't feel right, but you couldn't pinpoint it. Yeah, just an I instead of an A, but you did really well. I've been more impressed by... I've inspired you to start another crochet project, even though there are still 3 works in progress. Your crochet bouquet looked gorgeous, Roz. I mean, you could plan another crochet project and not actually start it until you finished another work in progress. What am I inspiring, though? I am interested. Yeah, Connor, I do the sailing and the mending, and Fate does all the fighting. So we called it a day at the point that we'd done 3 in a row and won them. We were like, that's probably enough. We're pushing our luck with any more. Because we went into it basically with the idea that we would just be learning. If it works, it works. Absolutely. So this is the next decrease. I'm going to slip that one. I'm going to knit that one. And then I'm going to pass that one over. And that will sit the opposite direction. That sits so that they're both pointing towards the inside. So 8. Now for the next 8. Oh, no, there weren't any bouquet pictures, but the single flower was for a bouquet. And yes, I thoroughly agree that they're fantastic. So if you need a helm, if you're prepared to do all the fighting, Connor, I may be able to help. The bouquet is taking priority. I'm inspiring a floral shawl jacket, but it might be a different type of item for a cosplay idea. I saw Nia's shorts and bib set with all the hearts on it. That was gorgeous. One of these days I will learn to crochet. It was so cute. I mean, Neolina is cute anyway, so... I feel like a somewhat plump Doris would not look quite so cute in that set. But on her, glorious. Pretty much how it's done, as long as the cannoneer and the helmsman communicate well and know their priorities, you're nigh unstoppable. Fate's pretty good at shots, to be perfectly honest, Connor. We went into it with a learning experience. We were like, Fate was like, I need to just practice with the cannon. If he gets on the boat, it's he's pretty good at dispatching with people as well. So And I'm okay with bouncing around the boat, keeping everything on the left side, and I don't flap too much when I'm mending. It's like just bucket enough that you can stand a few times, mend any of the lowest ones as a priority. Just keep bucketing, should be fine. Oh, I've wandered off camera again, my bad. I feel like the camera has slightly... Let me take that way a bit. I think the camera's slightly tilted. The reason you're quite impressed is duo sloop crews can be some of the toughest out there. The sexy tripod getting tired, maybe. It's drooping slightly. I think the reason that Pokey said it's sexy, it's an all black tripod with orange accents in the metal fittings. It does look quite smart, I have to be perfectly honest. Maybe we were lucky, Connor. Maybe we just got other people also trying to learn and inexperienced in there. But we were only there for trying to learn and do commendations. We weren't... I think the other reason is we were both fairly relaxed because we weren't... We weren't expecting to win, so we were both quite sanguine and relaxed about how it went. I'm not a commendation hunter, as you know, so it wasn't particularly an issue to me whether we won or lost. But I think there are ones which aren't necessarily PvP related, is that correct? So that's the first round after the decreases. So 1. Don't underestimate myself. Played together in the past and know each other, and even stuff from other games. Well, I mean, and Fate and I in particular, we have very similar thought processes. So we tend to know each other, what each other are thinking. Although we are pretty good about communicating. It was funny because I kept reminding Fate about fruit. I was like, have you filled up with fruit? Have you replenished your health with fruit? And he was like, yes, Mum. It's like, yeah, it was a bit like I was telling me he had to have his packed lunch. You need to reach level 100. Do you mean level 100 as in have your gold hoarder, your merchant and your thing as 100? I'm not 100 in Athena yet, but everything else I'm over 100 in. Yeah, it was the stress thing. We weren't feeling stressed. How do you know that she's done something dreadful, Pokey? Now my nostrils are twitching in anticipation of something terrible happening. You can smell it. Oh, okay. But yes, I am over level 100 in Gold Hoarders, in Souls, and in Merchant. Oh, level 100 with the PvP faction. That's not going to be a thing. I think I'm level 26 for Guardians of Fortune. We're only playing as Guardians of Fortune, but those were our first 3 matches. So I feel like getting to level 20 something in the first 3 matches is pretty hilarious. I think we sold. I think all of the flags were level 5 flags that we sold. I don't know quite how you gain the levels in PvP. Was it during the Golden Glory event? Because your reputation would have been double then. Oh, maybe. I don't know. I don't think so. I think it was after the Golden Glory event. It might just be that the early levels, you know, tick by really quickly. No, the Golden Glory is how I got all my other factions up to 100. Because obviously they weren't very high. They were like level 50 maybe when I picked back up again. I thought the solo sloop would probably be the absolute worst, too. Oh, I remember that. Yeah, I haven't got anything for Reapers. I haven't played for Reapers side yet. But I am enjoying being back on the seas. I might even stream some being back on the seas some point. Another levitating leech stream. I don't think the levitating leech thing happens. You don't like Reapers, you still want to get the commendations done. Difficult and unlikely it may seem. Before we played Hourglass this morning, Connor, we got chased all over the map. We had a level 5 Athenas and we had a shit ton of loot. Because we'd been doing the skeleton ships and getting the... I can't remember what it's called, but it's a 15,000 gold item, and if you're level 5, it turns into a 37.5 gold item. No. It's a little trinket that you get from the you go to a sea post and there's 3 sloops and then a skeleton galleon that you kill off, and they have a special item on them. And we'd done about 7 of the events, maybe 8. We got chased all over the seas. Yeah, from the raid voyages. We got chased all over the seas by a Reaper. And literally, we were doing the patented splash and dash. I was just sailing as hard as I could and dropping Fate off at every outpost on the way down, and then he'd jump off, get on the Reaper sloop, kill them both, anchor the boat, and then we both go on our way again. I'm surprised they didn't get fed up with the fact that he'd jump off the boat, jump onto their boat, kill them both, anchor the boat, and then come back to mine. He's a bit murderous. I love him dearly. He's so soft and gentle in real life, and he's an absolute murderous demon in video games. Oh, that's true. I was a professional player, and then I was 3, and then I was a professional actor. There were all sorts of things I had accusations levelled at me in the live stream. It was hilarious. Yeah, I played what was known as Arena. I played it at the launch of Arena. So the launch was prior to it going live in the game. They had a whole load of computers set up at TwitchCon EU. And you could go and actually play on the stand and play Arena. So there were enough that you could get into an arena battle in galleons. And I think I played 3 games in total. You have the weekend free until Sunday afternoon. I'll have to see, Connor, because I play a lot with Fate's family. So if we go to a brig or a galleon, so Fate and I tend to play sloop. But if any of the family go to bed before, then sure. I was winning hard crewing with the other Sea of Thieves streamers. I was helming in many of them. Yeah, I did start singing Baby Sloop Doot 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 Doot. I don't know whether it was salty that I was. There were a lot of female Sea of Thieves streamers. It was in the chat, Ghostly. It wasn't people who were actually playing. You know that I beat Kaida Wrath in the first game we played, Connor. So the first arena game that we played, Kaida was doing the bit for the people who'd been invited. So Kaida had her crew, and I had the other galleon with a crew of people who were trying the game out. And Kaida didn't actually concentrate on getting the chests back to, or getting the chests up and onto the ship. And we got more chests up and onto the ship and turned in than she did. So we won the very first match I played. So the first one I did, I played against Kaida and won. That was a very proud achievement, because Kaida had Foxdoll with her. I mean, they both knew me already, so it wasn't. But they were both slightly miffed and also slightly impressed that I had a completely green crew and managed to beat them. You know, the basic game from seeing Crip and Bob play years ago, but otherwise know nothing. Oh, well. Early stream for me, Snowdrake. I played quite a lot of Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves is a weird beast. Encountering other players is both the best and worst part of the game. Yeah. No, that was Dude. Kaida is Norwegian. Because I played one round with Dude as well. But you had a bit of a moment. In fact, I think I spent more time with Connor and Dude last stream than when we was in Beardageddon's stream. Yeah. Four. I've never been a good fighter in Sea of Thieves. That's not really my strong point, but I am a strong sailor. You fell out of her community because of some bad interactions. Yeah, I think she moved on as well. I haven't been to her stream in many years. I did play with many of the big Sea of Thieves streamers. I didn't really tell them what to do, but I was coordinating because that's what you do as a helmsman. You coordinate the crew. But so when you're behind the ship's wheel and you're doing whatever, you know, you need to understand what everybody else's skills are, and then you can coordinate, you know, who goes off to fight, who goes off to, you know, dig stuff up or do other stuff, board other ships, whatever. She hasn't streamed in a long time? Okay. Bringing the project management experience to the video game is almost like cheating in a way. You know, I think that's pretty much what I did, Snowdrake. It's not telling people what to do. It's facilitating everybody to do their best. And it's one of the few things in video games I'm not incompetent at. Sailing a Sea of Thieves ship, I am not incompetent. Driving a motorised vehicle in video games, terrible. Sailing a ship, not terrible. Although I did have the occasional boops running into things. She might have burned out on streaming, Connor. I know she got partner playing Sea of Thieves, but audiences are fickle things. If you move on from the one game you're known for, if you've got partnership through one game, a lot of the audience doesn't stick with you. Which is unfortunate. Five? Question mark? I think 5. You want to get back into Sea of Thieves, but you're not good enough to sell solo or a fan of PvP? I hope so too, Connor. Well, Roz, there's now a mode whereby you can sail safer seas. And basically go onto a private server. So, you know, you can do the PvE quests. There is a penalty. I don't think you can level up as quickly. I'm so sorry, Connor. I've kept you up for nearly half an hour, longer than you were just popping in to say hello and then go to bed. Variety's the spice of life. All the streamers you follow are variety streamers. Honestly, I'd go mad if I had to do the same things over and over again, Ghostly. I get the odd fixation, you'll get a week of it, but that's about as much as I get fixated on. But yeah, if you're around, and you're still friended with me, Connor, on Sea of Thieves, aren't you? If you see I'm on, ping me a Discord message, because I'll be in Discord. Because Fate and I tend to be in Fate's Discord rather than mine, so if you ping me a message and I okay it with Fate. But yeah, Safer Seas might really suit you, Roz, because if you can do all the PvE things without fear of people griefing you, you can improve at your own rate. I thought I might go to safer seas, but actually I've been playing on the high seas and generally been emissary. You think Roz would really enjoy Far Cry with Gnome? Does Gnome really want to play Far Cry with all of us, Dan? I actually don't know Hearthstone, BG, but Hearthstone's one of those games that unfortunately turned into pay to win. I mean, I know that there is a lot of strategy involved, but the retiring lots of cards and insisting that everybody had to keep buying packs and packs and packs to build their decks, very pay to win. You play on Steam these days because the Microsoft Store version broke for a long while. But we're friends there too and it should work. The Xbox app works for me. Or did I just miss when it was all broken? You got a dash? Okay, Ghostly, bye. Kate never turned up, did he? Six. Battlegrounds is the auto battler mode that isn't pay to win, just a €15 season pass for 4 months. Okay, yeah, okay, fair enough. Bye, Ghostly. You're running out to grab a takeaway. Oh, get the good noms. I mean, I feel like the games that I have played with you, Dan, I'm the one getting you into trouble most of the time. Sorry that this turned into a knitting stream this evening. It's literally because I've only got... Well, I leave on the 11th of April, and I'd been really not getting on with this sweater that I want to take with me on the cruise. And I was like, if I plan to play it on stream, I'll get it going. I like your way with explosions. Forever Skies is lovely, Connor. You know I've got it. It had optimization issues when I was playing Underdust on stream, and it nearly exploded everything. Forever Skies doesn't have multiplayer yet, but they're not out of early access yet either, Dan. I wasn't into the sleeveless sweater or the short sleeves ideas. Both were suggested. And Roz, it's not a joke. Forever Skies is going to have multiplayer. It's on the roadmap. But yeah, I said I wouldn't stream anymore Forever Skies. I think you'll love it, Connor. It's a really lovely game. But it did break everything in terms of my computer and streaming the last time I played it. Which is a few updates ago, to be fair. I haven't tried many of the updates. But the current update is the gardening. So you'll be able to grow plants on the you were lolling the explosions. Oh, I see. I was very helpful. I exploded things a few times. I was all of the incompetent. Mind you, it was a bit of a baptism of fire playing Deep Rock Galactic. It feels like the game always wanted me to see their biggest and most impressive animals. You must sail off to a different kind of horizon. Go have that date with your pillow, Connor. Sleep well. Sweet dreams. Dreadnoughts hate me. I know, right? Seven? I think that was 7. Well, that's a needle on the floor. It went off in the other direction. One moment whilst I retrieve the needle that's escaped. You know, the less shiny needles, this colour needles, I should have 4 of them, but I dropped one by my desk and it literally went poof. I haven't seen it since, and I don't know how. I don't know where it's managed to hide itself, because I have cleaned quite thoroughly round the desk since then. So was it on 8 that I... yeah, let's call it on 8. So, decrease, leaning from left to right. So, that's done. The kitties have stolen it as loot. I don't know where it's gone. It's mad. I think it's probably underneath a piece of furniture. Like a piece of furniture that I don't move. Like my desk drawers. I have like the IKEA Alex drawers as my desk drawers. Yeah, rolled under something, definitely. Let me just put that needle a bit further through so I don't lose any stitches on the way round. Like that discovery that you make when you buy a new fridge. I mean, that's generally bits of desiccated sweet corn and a lot of fluff and many spider corpses, isn't it? I mean, I think we've only had to buy a new fridge once since we've lived here. And to my surprise, we've lived here for 14 years now. We moved in 2010. Mind you, we're also coming up to my stream anniversary. It's coming up to 6 years. So I don't know what people think of that. It's the reason why you can't find the last lid for that one type of Tupperware. That's just a... The lid Tupperware goes the same place as biro lids and odd socks. There is an alternative dimension where all these things are having a party. It's an alternative dimension just made up with the mat. You know You know that there is so much dark matter in the universe. It's all odd socks, biro lids, and Tupperware lids. All the unseen density of the universe. That's what it is. And some lost keys. Probably keys, yes. But there are certain things that just vanish. Maybe that's where my knitting needle's gone. It's gone to make up dark matter in the universe. Although, do you remember I said... Oh, there goes a knitting needle on the floor again. Do you remember I said that I had been decluttering my house and going through various boxes and bags where I shove things in lieu of tidying up properly? I did find an odd sock in there that I hadn't seen for a year. So I've got another pair of socks back in commission. Because I have an odd sock drawer. I have a Lonely Hearts sock drawer where I put all of the odd socks in the hope that eventually their mates will be found. Yes, Dan. I can't remember exactly when it is. 10th of April or something like that. It's coming up. And then I'm going to be rubbish and take most of April off. The reason I'm taking most of April off... So next Thursday, I'm here all weekend. So I'm doing todays, I'm doing Fridays, I'm doing Saturdays, and I'm doing Sundays. Your black socks disaster has solved the odd socks issue. Oh, was that when you ordered a ridiculous amount of socks by accident, Snowdrake? Are they all the very same type of sock? Yeah. Oh, I forgot to do the decrease. Hang on. So we want to slip that one, knit that one, slip that one over. There we go. So that's our 8th row completed. Back to counting one again now. Now you just have a one giant drawer with all the same singles. I mean, it's a way of doing things. I have a bit of a weakness for socks though. In terms of my socks are all patterned. So I have cats on some, I have foxes, I have penguins, I have owls, I have corals, I have dogs in Santa hats. I have lots of patterned socks, and you wanted 10 pairs of socks in 5 colours, not 200 black pairs. You can buy odd socks. Hi Yoshi, how are you doing? Thank you for the follow, Crease V. Oh, the shop in Orkney that ordered 80 Easter eggs and they got 80 boxes of Easter eggs instead. That is a lot of socks, though. 200 pairs of socks. Even Pokey, who is quite a sock hoarder himself, would find it difficult to go through 200 pairs of socks. Oh, I went out last night to dinner, my friend Helen, And she thought she was ordering 2 boxes of mini eggs. And, you know, it was supposed to be 20 packs of mini eggs in each box. No, she got 20 Easter eggs in each box. The worst part is that they were free, so you can't not use them. You could gift them. You could gift everybody socks. You're good? Just been lurking? That's absolutely fine. Love to have you as always, Yoshi. Sadly, I haven't got any mods around at the moment. Otherwise, I'd give you a nice shout out. Let me put them knitting down for a moment and do that. Oh, Ros is around. I thought you were working, Ros. If people haven't checked out Yoshi, do so. She's lovely. You were lurking and you heard me right as you popped back in. That's wonderful. Thank you, Ros. Yoshi does indeed stream. I'm guessing since you asked, Dan, you probably already go to Yoshi streams. I feel like that would be a very Dan thing to do. No, never been. Oh, you definitely go. Okay, I understand. If Yoshi says differently, it's a lie. I speak, Dan. I know that he means exactly the opposite of what he says. You haven't in a while? I mean, you've got a busy life. You've got dog, you've got fiance, you've got work. It's a thing. Having said that, I'm back working now, much to my surprise. And sadly, Dan made you eat an entire box of Bean Boozled. Did he drop a whole load of gift subs on you on a day you were doing a subathon or something, Yoshi? Because that sounds like a very Dan thing to do. Charity stream? Oh, crumbs. Oh, talking of which, I don't know whether it's going to happen yet, but I'm hoping it's going to happen. Inanda has invited me to join a Red Cross charity stream, British Red Cross, and be part of a streamer panel game of Would I Lie to You? Probably in May. If they have it at the end of April, I can't make it. So that's why I'm saying I don't know whether it's going to happen yet. But yeah. So I've filled my form in. I've given my truths to her. Yeah, charity. It'd be British Red Cross. But the British Red Cross actually works all over the world. Like many Red Cross people. They do all sorts of things all over the world. Lots of famine and emergency response and that sort of thing. Ah, there's the Cade. Hi, Cade. You were missed in the first half of the game. Ghosty's popped out to get a takeaway, but she was rooting for you to not arrive so she'd have the best streak in the stream. Your ears were burning? Probably. Oh yeah, in the sense of we were talking about him behind his back, Roz. We were. I was only talking about how your new mattress might have eaten you. That's all. I said I hadn't seen you and I wondered whether your new mattress had eaten you. Because warm and soft and comfy. Has it made a big difference to the quality of your sleep, Cade? Because I know you said the old one was lumpy and the springs were trying to poke through. You slept for 3 hours, felt like you'd slept longer. Well, I mean, as a step towards mending your sleep schedule, I feel like it's a really good one. There are multiple movies about killer beds, of course there are. I have some coffee. Decaf still, by the way. You've got yummy, yummy Chinese curry. I'm sorry, Ghostly, Kate's here. She missed you, really. She missed you, really, Kate. There's an offer you can't refuse, Ghostly. You missed Cade too, but you got your scope fixed. I've made a joke like that before, Dan. I enjoy that type of joke too. I very much enjoy that type of joke. You saw the glint, Cade. Hi, Dina. How are you? How's Horizon Forbidden Wet? Have you found the corners you're not supposed to get into? How's it all going? How are your adventures with Aloy? You made the mistake of rubbing your eyes and rubbed your face cream into your eyes, so at the moment you can't see anything. I hate when something like that happens. It stings too, doesn't it? Mistakes were made. The more often I say Horizon Forbidden Wet, the more it sounds like a Call of Booty style of game. There is that. Dina unfortunately made a typo and it amused me enormously. It's Horizon Forbidden West, obviously. True, not as bad as doing it with pepper paste. That hurts really badly. But hand cream or sun cream's the other thing. Oh, I'm sorry, Dina. I'm not intending to be... I wasn't intending to be upsetting. Those game titles make you want to dive into the sale bin. Aha, Dan. Well, it came up in Coral Island. So there was a cut scene about Macy playing video games too noisily. And the game she was playing was Call of Booty. And I was like, oh God, the Indonesians have lost a little bit in translation. Because they were doing like a parody title and it was like Call of Booty. And I was like, you have no idea what that actually means. I'm imagining they were thinking booty in terms of, you know, treasure. Yeah, Call of Booty has a particular meaning, though, does it not? I feel like Pokey would approve of your sale bin antics, Dan. You made the mistake of starting a story bit yesterday and then suddenly Crip said, thank you for being here. We're raiding now. You looked at the clock and was like, oh shit. It wasn't quite as late as your 4 a.m. thing, was it? I'm glad you're enjoying it, Dina, because you were looking forward to it so much. It was 3 a.m. Oh, my word. It was an hour better? Oh, talking of which, this weekend is the European clock change time. You watched Crip VOD on the second monitor yesterday during work? I have not watched. So, was that for Horizon Forbidden West, Snowdrake? Because I had that on. But I did miss playing Nightingale yesterday because I was out to dinner. 3. And I very much enjoyed being out to dinner. You have hyperfixation problems at the moment. You either forget time while you're drawing on the tablet or you forget time and Horizon Forbidden West. Went to bed at a decent hour but loved the first game, so I want to follow along. Definitely. You went to bed at a decent hour on Tuesday. It was 10 p.m. I tend to go to bed between 11 and 12. Tend to. Occasionally I'll be slightly earlier, around about 10:30. And sometimes I'll get involved with playing Sea of Thieves till 1 o'clock in the morning, or even 2 o'clock, but only occasionally. I tend to be quite an early riser, and how late I go to bed doesn't really affect that. I tend to be up between 6 and 7. I was up at 5:45 this morning, but I was like, I'm awake and I might as well get up because the clocks are going to change, so this would be 7:15 if it's only 2 or 3 days later. Doctor's appointment at 8:30, half-hour drive plus parking is a myth, plus showering before going. Yeah, You go to bed at 6 p.m. and get up at 2 a.m. That's a really solid sleep schedule, though, Dan. I know that you do the late shift with... so is it late at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. when you actually start? Or is it early? Either way, I know you do an antisocial shift. You don't sleep, you lay awake dreaming of Grace's book. So the friend I went to dinner with last night, Helen, asked if anybody knew any literary agents, because while she was in Colorado, Brit abroad, she wrote a postcard home every week with photographs attached onto it. And her dad, who was the recipient, kept every single one of them and presented them back to her in book format. And she said she was rereading them. You know, she went back through the pandemic, being a Brit abroad whilst, you know, the Queen died and there was a coronation. And she's wondering about maybe publishing them because, you know, there's a lot of rumination. So, you know, a lot of literary agents, but none that say yes. Also, presumably they're ones that are in the US rather than the UK. You know a lot of publishing houses, but you don't have a book to even send to them. Well, I think Helen's wanted to actually talk to an agent in terms of finding out whether it was even worth her trying to pull them together, rather than want to, you know, stampede straight towards publishing. She's quite a clever girl. You type booty into Steam search engine, got a lot of filthy games and somehow Cat Quest 3. I mean, all those pussies, Dan, in Cat Quest 3. I think that was 4 though. I think that was round 4 that I'm on. I've got my yarn wound all around the needles. There we go. So would people be interested in me playing Sea of Thieves on stream again? The last one I called out loud was 2, but been talking a bit, so 4 seems right. I'm pretty sure I said 3 when I got to 3, but maybe I didn't. Sea of Thieves is always fun, so yes. I might do private server things to start with. Especially if I'm going to be solo. Even offer to join in if you want more people on the crew? Sure. That would be nice. You said... I mean, I thought you said that you were a little bit jaded with it. You'd come and watch? Okay. Oh yeah, I was talking about why I'm going to end up having most of April off, wasn't I? So I'm going out to dinner next Thursday with my friend John, who I've reconnected with because we're working together again. And then our friend Gary is coming. He's from Florida. He's coming to stay. Only for a couple of nights, but I've got to go and fetch him from Heathrow, and then we'll have a full day to do something together. There's a VR game called Big Booty Adventures. It actually is just about pirates, which is fair. But yeah, so 2 nights plus dinner. That wipes out Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I think. Playing alone just wasn't sounding fun. We've always said that we'd play Forever Skies together, haven't we? In fact, I think Dan also plotted so that Dina had Forever Skies. The only thing I'll have to be with Dina is vigilant on the volume side of things. It doesn't yet, unfortunately, Dina. But I think that'll come late. I think multiplayer is a thing that, even though they're planning for it and it's on the roadmap, it might release into version 1 without multiplayer. You have literally never plotted in your life. My apologies, Dan. It was, of course, Foxy and not you. It has got an update that just came out, Dina, which is Airship Gardens. You can start growing your garden on board the airships now. And be able to grow your own plants. It is something I'm excited for when it finally goes into full. But I'm probably not going to play it again on stream until then. I don't know. I'll have to have a think about it. I think if I did play it again on stream, even if it's before it goes into full version, like completed version, I think I'd probably start from the beginning again. Oh god, the needle's just gone AWOL again. Hang on a moment. I picked them up too loosely. Oh god, it's disappeared. Heck, where did that one go? It's done the disappear. I found it was behind me. I don't know how I drop it forwards and right, okay. So that was 5. Was that 5? Because we had a debate about 4, didn't we? I think that was 5. Yeah, I'd probably start it again from the beginning because it's been changed quite a lot with the various versions. Talent, that's how it went behind me. Generation 0 has companion robot doggos now. He names it Princess Cuddle Bucket and it shoots things in the face with a small machine gun. I mean, you might get loud because you're excited, Dina, and I totally get that. And I will say, but also I don't tend to get loud myself, so I don't encourage other people to get loud. I mean, Peg also gets loud. So I think a lot of you getting loud was just riffing off Peg. And I should have said they get loud. My bad. I think playing with me would also help you with staying at a normal level. Possibly. I mean, I think the people that you've played on the stream with so far have been Peg and Crit. And both of those have, I would say, a different vibe to how I play games. Oh god, there's a cat coming through. Okay, Kaya. There we go. You know he does, Dan. The inventory space in the Borderlands games is atrocious. She gets very loud about having her inventory getting full. Yeah, I mean, I tend to be much more quiet and placid. So, just a different vibe. I mean, I do get the giggles. I know I get the giggles, but it's generally when I've done something terribly incompetent. So, I still haven't started any Far Cry, Dan. I feel a little bit guilty about it because I do have them all sitting in my inventory, but sometimes my Steam list is where games go to die. But the problem is that because of the time zone difference, Gnome and I are often not around at the same time. I mean, and whilst I'm sure he's having a nice time playing games whilst not working, I'm sure he would rather be earning money. You think two of us will have many times where we just die in giggles because both of us were incompetent? Entirely likely, Dina. Entirely likely. I've got the Tall Tales yet to do. I think I've got 5 Tall Tales. I haven't done any of the Monkey Island Tall Tales. I think that'd be nice to stream. You have 450 Steam games, you only played like 12 of them. It's so unreasonable at work not to take into account when we can play games with our overseas friends. Right! You haven't done the Monkey Island Tall Tales either? I haven't done the 2 before that either. I think you've done the 2 before that, but I can wait to do those. Yeah, I did the Pirates of the Caribbean ones. There are 2 between the Pirates of the Caribbeans and Monkey Island. So there was the one which I'm sure you have done, which I half did, I think, where you go through the bayou. Like there's a swamp that you go through. There was one, and there was another one with that. 6. Oh! There goes the needle. I don't have a full grasp on it when I first start the row off, obviously. Is the bio a Pirates of the Caribbean one? Oh, it might be. In which case there are 2 of the Pirates of the Caribbean ones I haven't done, but I thought I'd done them all. Maybe I'm mad. I've certainly done at least 2 or 3 of the Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm really bad at losing this needle. It's the 4th try and I still got it back right away. I apologise for my competence there, Snowdrake. You could have been using that to count my rows, Pokey. You could have been using that for something helpful. Helpful if I met you. That's true. Actually, that's absolutely true. You were very helpful with Dina when she was doing her laptop shopping. I think she was going to ask you something about, I don't know whether replacing or improving RAM in the laptop that you helped her pick out. Oh, it was a PC, was it, rather than a laptop? My bad. I get it all wrong. You really have enough laptops? Fair enough. They're all small old potatoes. My laptop's not small, but it is an old potato. When you said through it B. Well, you know, even the oldest potato can normally play Stardew Valley. So there is that. The Stardew Valley's had an update. 7? Question mark? I am keeping an eye on the side panel on my followed channels. So if Crip goes live, or it gives me a notification that Crip's going live, I can take you all over there immediately, because I know it is a Horizon Forbidden West and a few of you are interested in watching it. Only because it's the line in both of the songs that we were talking about. He said, "A step to the left." And he was talking about David Bowie's fashion, and I thought he was talking about the cha-cha slide. No, sorry, turn to the left, yes. It was very unusual, but, you know, turn to the left does occur in both of them. Oh yeah, when I said a step to the left. You thought time warp? That's me misremembering. It was turn to the left. Cade is playing Acid Planet. What's Acid Planet, Cade? It's a jump to the left in time warp. It is, that's true. Steam ratted you out, and I wondered what Acid Planet was that you're playing, Cade. I don't mind that you're perking. I just wondered what the... because I haven't heard of the game, so... Oh, RTS bullet game made by one guy. Nice. You were just thinking what the name of it was, but your brain went to the Doctor Who thing Hillywood made. I don't think I've seen that particular Hillywood. I've got the occasional Hillywood. Sort of like Nimrod's or Deep Rock Survivor, but has tower defense. Be right back, phone. Okay. I need to see it. Okay. It'll be an after. Stick it in Discord for me. Very basic was £4. You know, that doesn't matter at all. If you're enjoying it, great. I'm with Pirate Software, so Thor. I'm very much with him when he says, you know, make games. And, you know, what better way to support people getting out there and making games than playing their early offerings? Okay. Nobody contradicted me when I said 7 question marks, so I'm going to assume that was 8 and decrease on this row. Lovely, thank you, Dina. I appreciate. It's Crip Online in Discord, by the way. You have important news? Go for it. Not yet? Okay. No, he's not online, but he's typing. Okay. Sounds like a grip thing to do. John has left his hammock so he can tell you he's starving. Is he still... was that the hammock on the cat tree, Dina? Or has he got a radiator hammock? He loves the new scratching tree so much. Oh, that's wonderful. Well, they're quite a hefty investment, cat trays, if the cats don't enjoy them. To be fair, my cats do still use theirs, the one that Connor got them, which I thoroughly appreciate because Connor used to be a menace around Amazon wish lists. Do you think Foxy is a menace around Steam wish lists? Never as much as Connor was a menace around Amazon wish lists. But they still prefer sitting on top of my computer or the basket just because they're just physically closer to me, I think. Wasn't very expensive. You ordered it because it was on sale and you paid €47. That's still €47, Dina. I mean, I'm glad it was on sale and was worth more, but... you can do quite a lot with €47. Nearly a week's food. It's about half a metre wide and deep and 143 centimetres high, so quite a big tray, yeah. I think that's about the size of the one that Connor got for my animals. Your brother was looking at a cat tree until he saw the price. I mean, they're pretty much worth it, especially if they like the scratchy bits on them. You're thinking of... it was over €1,000. That is a bit much, I have to be perfectly honest. Hi, not my newbie. Yes, yay knitting. I am indeed knitting a sweater. I've been knitting it all in one piece. It's to my own design, so I'm afraid I can't... I mean, I say it's to my own design. I am using the book Top Down Sweaters by Anne Budd. Basic designs in multiple sizes and gauges. The Knitter's Handy Book of Top Down Sweaters, Anne Budd, in order to get my sizing right. But colour and patterning has been down to me. So I'm on the sleeves at the moment. Well, what happened? I knit on stream infrequently, but frequently enough. But I am going on a cruise to there's just a decrease slip stitch knit passover as my decrease for this row. So that was the 8th row. Let me untangle this a bit and I'll try and show you a bit of the sweater. So there's the collar and I've knitted it from top down. That's the patterning round the yoke, and yeah, I'm now working on the and I've put a cream welt on the bottom of the body. That's the bottom of the body with a cream rib welt, bottom of the body. Yeah, now working on the sleeve. So the cruise is going to happen on the 11th of April. And I bought a new skirt from, which was on sale, and then discovered that I have this yarn, which is the right colour to go with the skirt, in my stash. And I was like, even though it's the Eastern Mediterranean, it's early in spring. So it might get chilly. Certainly it's going to get chilly at nights and stuff. So it would be a really good idea for me to knit a sweater to go with my new skirt. So that's what I'm doing. You saw a review of a $499 smart cat litter tray this week. You weren't even a little tempted. Yeah, so one of the reasons for knitting on stream today, I enjoy knitting and nattering, just having a chat with the community. But one of the reasons was it makes me get on with it, because obviously I need to get on with it since it's not very long time in the future. Sorry, I keep wandering off camera. Get back on camera properly. But yes, it's always nice to be able to complete an outfit. So the skirt is basically the same. It's not quite a brown in real life. The camera's having a little bit of difficulty with the colour. I mean, under artificial light, cameras do have troubles with colour. It's got just a hint of purple in it. It is brown, but it's got a hint of purple in it. You can't knit with double pointeds. You can only knit with circulars. I don't find it difficult. The only thing is, as Dina says, when I change, like, you just keep going around in a circle. I mean, that's basically all you do. But yeah, when I change from one needle to the next, occasionally I lose my grasp on the needle that I'm supposed to be starting the next level with, and it disappears off onto the floor and I have to go and fetch it. But that's fine. I'm quite loose in my knitting. I'm loose at holding my needles. And that's one of the things about the book that I'm using as my basis. They give you the number of stitches based on your own gauge. So you can use whatever size needles and whatever yarn or whatever. And as long as you do your test swatch and you work out whether your gauge is 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7, it gives you the right number of stitches for doing stuff. Hello, cat. What do you mean you want a cuddle? You don't know how to use knitting with double-ended knitting needles? I have a Kaya. The poor, I know. He's standing on my boobs right now. He's now standing. He's now got 2 paws on my shoulders and his back paws are on my left wrist. Oh God, help! I've been catted. I have been very catted. Let me show you what is going on here. Look, there's an animal being a nuisance. Furry lump. He needs a smooch. He does not need a smooch. Probably after food. what a happy cat he is. Right. Actually, the easiest thing would be for me to turn the face cam on, and then you can see what the state of him is. There we go. I'll show that off. That's the camera I use for doing the knit. Pokey's come to get him to stop interfering. Go on, off you go. Unwind the stuff from behind him. And let me turn that back on and that off. There we go. It's in perfect smooch position too. But I have knittings to do. I'm doing mini javelin chucking. Kaya's doing Doris climbing. The Olympics sure have changed. We've got the Olympics this year, haven't we? Where are they from?
Paris.
Is it Paris? Yeah. Well, I'm a bit concerned. There's a bit of a knot in my yarn coming up. I'll deal with that when I get to it, if I get to it. So, was that 1? Or was that 2? So you can see all I'm doing with the double pointed is just keep knitting round. Not my newbie. You just treat them like they're ordinary needles. And then once you've knitted the row on the ordinary needle, you move on to the next one. It's scary. You can do it. I have faith. I mean, yes, YouTube's great for such things, and you know, you can come and live ask questions on something like a Twitch stream. Crit might have fallen back asleep. Oh well. Sorry, I'm just looking at something. Okay, all good up there. I mean, I would say that my knitting, I am reasonably experienced, but I also come from a long line of knitting folks. So my mother knits beautifully, and she was taught by her grandmother, who knitted professionally. She actually knitted for providing. It was her job. And both of my great aunts, who were that grandmother's daughters were professional pattern testers. You only make hats, scarves and shawls. You know, if you can make a hat, you can make most things. The shawls can be incredibly patterned and really rather beautiful. Well, the thing about having the professionals in the back is having the very basics that nobody really does teach you. Like how to hold the needles and the yarn if you want to be fast. So you'll see I've got the needle I'm holding right now, and I've got it tucked between my thumb and my hand. And when I put the needle in, it stays resting on there, and then I have the yarn over that, under two fingers, and then over my little finger for tensioning. Different with different people. Some people, my mum for example, tensions with a complete circle of yarn round her little finger. I personally can't knit like that. I knit loose. She knits a little bit faster. And with the other hand, I've got two fingers underneath the bottom, and then I can pinch, so I can guide this with my other hand. And then if you hold like that, you never drop the needle. It's always held in your hand. And then you can really speed up if you want to. I don't tend to knit really fast when I'm streaming because it's quite hard to follow. But you can. Stabilizer tool in Krita. Oh right, yeah. You're talking about art again. So I can pass those sort of tips on. But I find that YouTube, often people will demonstrate and they don't explain why you're doing what you're doing. I mean, pinching to hold everything stable, to hold the stitch stable as you take it around, is not something I've ever heard any YouTuber tell me. But if anything, if you've got slippery yarn, it is the best thing to do. And I just dropped a stitch off the back of that needle because I was faffing around. But I saw it go, and I know how to fix it. So that's the slip. That should actually be a stitch. So I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to put it on my needle. Just pass this stitch, which is the dropped one, over it. And now my stitch is back where it should be. That's the other thing. I can show you what to do when things go wrong. No need for a crochet hook. No need whatsoever. I mean, if it was further down, if it had done a run, then maybe a crochet hook, but even then I tend to use just needles. Also, I've lost count. Was that 2? I think that was 2. You bought a knitting machine and you think it was kind of wasting money because the machine drops the yarn from the machine, or it'll double up and it really resents cheap yarn from Walmart. Yeah, I know all about Walmart. I might be British, but I have travelled extensively in the US. In fact, I'm pretty sure I've been to more states than some people with American citizenship have. So if I start on the west coast, I've been to Oregon and Washington. Moving over a little bit, I've been to Idaho, Utah, Arizona. Step to the right, Montana. Colorado. And then I haven't been to any of the states between there and the East Coast, but East Coast, Maryland, Virginia, Washington DC, and Florida. So I've been to a few. Oh, and Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I forgot Pennsylvania for a moment. But yeah, Pennsylvania as well. Lots of American friends. So I've been all over the place, including some unlikely ones like Pennsylvania and Idaho. Your New York State. Oh, I've got a friend in New York State. Actually, I haven't spoken to him for a while. It's been a while since I spoke to Josh. Actually, I shouldn't have. Yeah, this isn't a particularly expensive yarn either. This is like 100% acrylic. It's a yarn called Paint Box. You want to move to Virginia for the warmer weather rather than New York? Well, yeah. If you can find the work, go for it. I was in Virginia helping to do some work with the US Army Corps of Engineers. As you know, there's big military presence in Virginia. K-pop boys and a duck. It was fine. So the work I was doing, I'm actually a marine environmental scientist. The work I was doing with the US Army Corps of Engineers was in the wake of Hurricane Sandy. There was a big study about how to protect the East Coast from floods and hurricanes. And Europe has a lot of experience with what's called soft engineering, so restoring habitats of marshes and beaches, and this is the knot I need to sort out. I got to it. I was like, I knew I was going to get to it, but it's a bit of a mess. Oh, it wasn't too bad at all. I have sorted it out. Using oyster reefs to attenuate wave motion, to stop erosion, all that sort of thing. Because Europe had plenty of experience, the US thought they'd call on us. Is that 3? I think that's 3, might be 4. To give our experience and help them with the whole project. You're running on a boop rampage? Wampa. Personally, knitting machines take the fun out of it for me. This is something I do to relax. So knitting for me is very meditative. I have ADHD, and knitting is a way to satisfy the hyperactivity because you're moving all the times. But it's also very repetitive and soothing to the brain because it's quite mathematical. You need to concentrate just enough, and it calms all the bees down. So ADHD is like having a head full of bees, and all the bees want to do their own thing. There's always at least 5 to 10 of them. But the bees get all sleepy when I'm knitting. But yeah, so I've got lots of... I've been an internet denizen for a long while and ended up with friends all over the place. A friend from Florida is coming to stay in a week's time. And actually I had another friend from Minnesota actually ask if there was time to come and stay the same weekend, and I was like, no, I'm sorry, we've got a previous visitor. I considered doing a TikTok series on the ADHD bees, Dina. Like the anxiety bee and the fixation bee and all that sort of thing. But yeah, if I'm anxious or worried about something, knitting is a way to soothe myself. Because it requires just enough concentration to calm down the anxiety that's just revisiting the same scenario over and over and over again. Europe TwitchCon is happening soon. Yes, I think it's in Amsterdam. Yeah, TwitchCon Europe tickets are on sale now. Let me have a quick look and I will tell you. 29th and 30th of June. And it is being held in, so the Friday night is badge pickup and partners only evening, and then Saturday and Sunday are the everybody. And it is in Rotterdam. So not too bad to get to from here, but it's in Rotterdam. I haven't decided whether to go yet or not. I might do. And then the TwitchCon US is 20th to the 22nd of September 2024. I think that the thing I've heard about manic panic is the one problem with it is that, you know, be very careful, otherwise you will dye all of your bathroom with it as well. So I think that's 4. I think we've always come to the conclusion in here, Pokey, that the second language speakers, when we offer them a correction, it's never done in the spirit of I know better than you. It's always done in the spirit of here, I don't think you know this, so this could be helpful. We've always fostered that atmosphere in here anyway. I mean, let's be honest about this. Kay typos more than anybody else. He's native English speaker, supposedly. It's relatively easy to clean up as long as you actually clean it up right after using it. Kate is pretty much a typo king. You don't know whether Teesside counts as English. Oh, it's a bit rude about his dialect. He can't help it. Katie called tie up knig. One Padan is playing Generation 0. Enjoy your Generation 0 and your perk. Playing and lurking. Dan, we appreciate you. Steamy's such a tattletale. You're just sorting your inventory. They updated to where you have more storage space now. Crip just opened his game. Okay, well, we might be raiding over to Crip in a moment then. I didn't see him open the game. That's interesting. Is he hidden from me? I don't know the etymology of dye as in a coloration thing. I wonder why it showed me Dan opening a game and not Crip opening the game. Your statements are not believed by precisely nobody, Dina. We know that it's your latest hyperfixation, and that's fine and that's good, because people enjoying games is what we like to hear about. You've never played a Horizon game in your life ever? It's not too long now until the second part of Hellblade comes out. The second Senua game. So I'm looking forward to that. Comes from an old High German word. Okay. What are the backgrounds to it, Pokey? Hi, Rose. You didn't definitely almost fling your pen across your road, the office, trying to pick it up. You playing javelins with your pens like I'm playing javelins with my knitting needles? Five? Question mark? Is anybody keeping track with me? Colouring matter in solution. So it doesn't come from High German necessarily. Live and full of pasta, says the Crip. Okay, well I will finish this row and thank everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to those that chatted. Thank you to those that lurked. Thank you for the resubs. I very much appreciate it. Thanks to the new followers. Thank you to my wonderful mods. I appreciate you all. We are going to raid across to Crip. I will be back tomorrow for toast time. Don't know what I'm going to play alongside of toast time, but we'll work that out when we get there. In the meantime, as always, let me put the stuff in to raid Crip. Well, thank you for letting me stream the knitting and getting me on with the sleeves. That was invaluable to me. And go enjoy Cripster UK playing Horizon Forbidden West. I hope to see you again soon. In the meantime, as always, be kind, be awesome,